You were born to win. You were born to win. Today, I'm going to share the difference between winners and losers in life. We're all just people, but life happens, things come up, and I want you to know what to do so that you aren't going to be struggling or miserable or fail in life. Let's dive in. And if you want more videos on mastering your money, your mindset, your habits, and your emotions along the way to create a life you love, feel free to click subscribe. The first thing winners do is they're intentional. Losers just live. They just live. They just go about life. They're not prepared. They don't learn. They don't do what's required to succeed. If you want an outcome, if you want anything, health, happiness, wealth, good relationships, you have to be intentional to get there. It doesn't just show up. It can happen, but it doesn't magically just come at your doorstep. I have $1 million. I have a great relationship. Oh my gosh, I'm so healthy. I didn't even go to the gym. What? You have to be intentional if you want something. Be intentional. Number 2, they decide what they want. Decide what you want, and then you can create a plan to get there, right? So it's being intentional. It's deciding and knowing what you want. If you don't know where you want to go, you're going to go wherever life takes you and wherever your steps are taking. So decide what you actually want so you can get on the path to get there. If you've always wanted to live in California, Los Angeles, but you are just stepping and you're not going anywhere, you might end up in Kansas. And Kansas isn't bad, but that's not where you wanted to be. Be intentional, decide. You will be more likely to get the result you want. Number 3, the most successful people and the real winners out there, they believe, they feed faith. They do not feed their fear. They have fears. Their brain tells them things, stupid things, things that don't help them, but they ignore it. They say, thanks brain, or bye brain, or whatever, cool. And they act anyways. If they have a fear, but they know this calculated risk is going to help change their life or is going to help them grow or help them in some way, they do it anyways. Don't feed the fear. This could go wrong and that could go wrong. And oh my gosh, you're going to go bankrupt, or these people are going to sue you, or this or this or this or this or this. Stop feeding that. If you have time to feed the fear, the doubt, the negativity, you have time to feed faith. Feed faith. If you don't believe, if you don't have that spirit and you don't have that desire and that passion and know that you can figure it out and God's going to provide, you're not going to get it. Number 4, winners do the work. They don't expect Superman or the government or someone else to save them. They know it's on me. If something's going on in their life, they say it's on me. I have to do the work. I can create whatever outcomes I want. I can be happy, successful, thriving, have money, but it's up to me. Stop blaming other people. There are people who have the outcomes you want, who have been in the same situation as you or a worse situation, and they figured it out. So have faith, have belief, have that desire. You can do it. Another key thing I see with winners and successful people is that they learn forever. They don't just go to school for a short period of time, and then once they graduate high school or college or whenever they stop school, and then they're done. No, you're a lifelong learner. If you want to master money like I did, I started reading about it. And then we started getting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it became easier. And it was growing. I learned what I needed to do. And then I started working on my mindset and reading these mindset books. And then my mind started being stronger and I could handle bigger problems. Things didn't get to me as much. My life experience was more peaceful, was more enjoyable because I learned. If you want to be a winner, you have to learn. And losers, instead, they blame the school system. They blame other people for not teaching them. They blame that, oh, well, I was in a public school and this happened. Guys, some of the most successful people went to public school. So if they could figure it out, you can figure it out too. Winners treat people well. Even if you don't end up becoming super rich or any of that stuff, they treat people well. But typically, winners who do get rich, who do get successful, who do have great relationships, they treat people well. Number 1, it makes you feel good, but that's going to attract better things. Everything comes from the relationships that you have, from how you treat people, whether you're trying to get a good job. There's people who have the same skills, but if people have better people skills, or they're kinder, they're more compassionate, they're probably, or more likable, they're probably going to get the job. If you have a business and you're kind and compassionate and care about people and make the connections and go above and beyond and know that you're making a difference in their life, they're going to feel that. And that's going to make a difference. And so it's kindness, it's caring, it's compassion, it's seeing another person, and not just a spreadsheet or not just going through the motions. Kind people win. Kind people do win. You can be competent as well, but I found that a lot of the most competent people are actually kind as well. And so please treat people with respect. Treat people with kindness. What you do and put out into the world does matter and will come back to you. Please. The biggest winners serve, give, and provide value. They aren't just takers. Yes, you can receive things from people if you're a winner, and winners are really good at receiving and accepting that and feeling that generosity and being grateful. But they give, they provide value. They see how they can be the best version of themselves, and then they go serve. They go create things. They go create value. They learn the skills. They do the hard work. They figure out how to master themselves because they know it matters and it impacts others. Be a person of value. I'll put maybe on the screen some high value skills or activities or how you act versus low value. You can be the high value. Be the high value. That's going to help you win. Winners do the reps. They're not scared to look stupid. They might not want to look stupid. They might not want to look silly. Even with my YouTube channel, I was editing it last night and going through and auditing because I have all these new videos coming out and stuff, and I wanted to improve it and just make it the best and make it an environment that people want to be around and people feel good about and they feel inspired and they feel like a winner and successful. And I was looking at some of my old videos and I'm like, oh, like the information is great, but how it's packaged or how I'm speaking or, it's a dark room, whatever, And so I'm like, but you can't be scared to look stupid. Michael Jordan, if they never tried or were worried about missing a shot, they wouldn't have made all the game-winning shots or made a difference or gotten better. You have to put in the reps. You have to be willing to practice. You have to be willing to look stupid in order to win. Practice and taking action is where you do get better. So don't be afraid to take action. Don't be afraid to practice. Don't be afraid to fail and look stupid. Failure is the path to success. Practicing helps you get better. Putting yourself out there gives you the opportunity to create luck and to make it happen. Put yourself out there, take action, practice, iterate, and get better. Winners are willing to fail. They're willing to play the game. If you're in the game, I'm a PE teacher, if they're playing kickball and you're kicking the ball, you might miss, especially if you're new. Be willing to get out, to look stupid. And there will be people who laugh at you. There will be people, I see it, and students who might make fun of you. That says a lot about them, but still, be willing to get in the game, to play, to fail. All successful people, millionaires, billionaires, they say that failure and not being scared to fail and being willing to put themselves out there is why they succeeded. It's why they succeeded. And to be really successful, you have to face a lot of rejection and a lot of failure. You're never going to get the girl you want if you don't ask them, if you don't put yourself out there. You're not going to get the job you want if you don't put yourself out there. You're not going to get the YouTube channel you want if you don't put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid of not trying, because not trying, and if you just never try, you never ask the girl out, you never go take control of your health, you never go do these things or learn about wealth, that's worse. Your life is worse. You got to do what's uncomfortable to get comfortable. You also have to do what it takes. Winning isn't easy. I'm building this YouTube channel to show you I've built so many things in my life and have built the skills and the habits and the tools that are required to win, and I've eventually conquered it and won. But I'm trying to do this to show you that you can. You can. You have to stick with it. You have to keep going. If you quit, you lose. If you're in the game, you are in it. You're winning already by being in the game. Stay in the game. If you stay in it, eventually you will get what you deserve and get what you want. And probably even more than you ever imagined. I hope this video was helpful. If you want a video on getting richer or getting smarter or emotionally intelligent, feel free to check these out. Cheering for you on your journey. You got this. I know you're a winner. Be a winner. Embrace that and go act like one. You got this. Cheering for you.